What's up, my fellow flyers? It is another time for another adventure here on FPV RAW. I've got another special guest today. I'll be your host here, Ruben Hadegui. I'm the owner of SweepwingsRC, and I'm just a little guy here trying to make a buck, trying to make a name for himself on the big hobby outlets and all that good stuff on the internets. But today I got a guest. He's quite a ways away from me, about an hour away up the hill. Not too bad. But we got Eli here. Go ahead and
Botrell.
Botrell. Okay, I wrote it down here phonetically.
You got it. You got it.
But I hesitated, then I looked at you.
Okay, you got a much harder name to pronounce. Let's not get into this now. Oh, what's it? Hadegui?
Hadegui. Well, my dad pronounces it Hadegui. But you did a good job. That's it right there. So,
all right.
Yeah, we're good. We both got a crazy ass last names.
So I just wanted to throw a shout out to everyone else whose speakers are blown out now. I know I've listened to all the episodes up until, and I think I need a new set of speakers in my car. I don't know how everyone else is doing, but that bass is tweaking them pretty hard.
It's a, what is it? It's a free. They're royalty free.
Right.
Royalty-free songs. And so usually I'll skim YouTube and, I'll skim a bunch of the royalty-free or just like other guys who make their own beats. And then I'll put it on and I'll be like, okay, that's a good one. And I found this one and it's got so much bass. I freaking love it.
It's booty shaking music.
Got the booty shaking. Like I'm telling you, I'm going to throw some dollar bills at the radio. That's what it's all about. I love that shit. It's good stuff. And some people don't like it, but, if you feel me, just let me know. It's good stuff. I can always change it and put some more boring stuff. But
hey, anybody who makes music, send it in.
Yeah, whoever makes music, you want to get a hold of me, let's work on a track together. We'll put you in the opening. That'll be or opening and closing or throughout. That'll be good.
A whole album of FPV music.
I mean, that's a good way to do it. We can do that. See? Right. Good thing Eli's here. He's got a lot of information here, and he's going to keep me going. And keep me on track, because what happens is I get sidetracked very easily. I'll be talking about the dumbest shit.
No. You just go on and on. Keep talking about it. It's not dumb. It's just lots of information.
Well, I try to limit it, but it's difficult because there's even like as we sit right now, we're in the garage. We're in my garage.
Hey, this is Sweepwings Worldwide Headquarters, okay? Let's get official.
This is corporate headquarters here. We got, bunch of shit all over the place. And
there's
parts.
ESC, let me see. From where I sit, I see 5 or 6 GoPros. I see 100 LiPos.
Most of it's everywhere. Not mine. We got your stuff here, too.
I packed most of my stuff up.
Yeah, he brought most of the stuff here. We're playing with it.
So we just got back from the field.
Yeah. We got his wing tuned in. Well, it was tuned in when he got it. So he bought it off me. He wanted something that was robust.
I needed something ready to fly. Yeah. I'm a busy guy. I don't have a lot of time. I've been a mini quad flyer, and I wanted to make the switch to wings. So I bugged Ruben. He said, build a kit. I said, no, you got to sell me something. So I finally twisted his arm and made him sell me a ready-to-fly flinch.
We got it, though. We got it.
Yeah.
It's been a while, but we had to get Eli to a point where he was going to be comfortable with flying and at least launching himself. And we took some video. We'll put that on the Instagram, and then we'll link Eli there. That way you guys can see it. You guys can see what it's doing and how it should take off. And it's just a good airplane or airframe, and a guy beginning. You want it to be easy for them, because if it has really bad characteristics, they're going to get discouraged, and you don't want that.
It was smooth flying.
Yeah, 'cause we got it. We recorded it. He threw it, and he killed the throttle, and it still kept going. But I was like, dude, just keep going. You were still good. Like
half the times I launched it, I think trying to reach down for the throttle after I let go launching it, I managed to hit the throttle stick and go down to 0 throttle a couple times. A couple of times I made it out. I was able to gun it again, and that big powerful motor, I just ripped right out of there.
But it stayed steady and it floated, and that's what you want. Especially, it's better because if it does anything like crazy or anything, there's certain things that you have to worry about. So like speed and the technique of throwing it. But he had it down pretty good. There were some 2 little fumbles.
Yeah. I had a couple. I didn't quite get it up. I think what you told me the first time was I was throwing it like a girl. I needed, and I think the basic
give you
tip,
motivation.
Right. I think the basic tip for everyone is you need your plane going. The wing needs to be going in an upward direction when it leaves your hand, not flat, not down, but generally up, not straight up, but
and a good throttle, throttle setting, and if you feel it pushing back at you, that's usually a good spot, and just get comfortable. Once you get it down and you after a couple tosses, you feel a little bit comfortable. Now, girls, actually we need more girls in the hobby. So don't get discouraged.
Well,
we need more.
Let's be truthful. Throwing like a girl. Go on YouTube. There's a video of some women's softball pitchers striking out professional ball players. They can throw harder than any of us can. That wild underhand. Let's be real now.
Yeah, it's just getting the technique down, and I just said it just because I was messing with him. But
he's fucking.
It worked. He turned the hat back, like Stallone, and was it Over the Top? When I turn my hat back, I'm a machine. Yeah.
Everybody needs a good arm wrestling movie now and then.
So let's talk about Eli. We're gonna get him. This is the we want to talk about his history, and that way you guys can know, because it's good with other people are describing their history. Now they may not be pros, they may not be famous, they might not be owners of some whatever. It doesn't matter. It's the knowledge. So everyone has their own history. And, we're here, we're going to listen to Eli's history and how he got started, and, where he's kind of general from, and his locations and stuff like that. So we're going to give it over to him, let him, just kind of fill us in.
So I'm a mountain boy. I grew up outside of Nevada City, up in the foothills towards Tahoe. We're about halfway between Sacramento and Tahoe. Grew up down a dirt road. House is still on solar panels way out in the woods. My parents were hippies who ran away from the Bay Area and ended up out in the, it's pretty crazy times out there. I could tell you some wild stories of my childhood. But, I ended up actually being a computer guy. I always joked that to rebel against my parents, I had to get a job with a suit and a tie and, to wear to work every day. I ended up in the computer industry down in Silicon Valley, worked down there for a while, worked in San Francisco, got married, decided it was time to settle down with the wife and have some kids. Actually had a minute there after working on all my tech jobs. We sold everything, bailed out, bought a sailboat that was in northern Spain and sailed around the Mediterranean for a summer. That was about the best time of my life. And at the end, I just couldn't go back to the tech world, to the corporate world. I really couldn't go back to having a boss, someone above me yelling at me, someone who I really didn't want to deal with.
Hold up. You don't like that?
Yeah, I know. Some people, I can't imagine.
I go to work just for that.
Yeah, right. Just because you love your boss
Thanks,
so much.
Boss, keep yelling at me.
Right. So I actually went back to the family business. We have with 3 small grocery stores, kind of same products as Whole Foods sells. So just little hippie grocery stores out in the woods. And my wife and I are running those, have 2 kids, a 3 and a 7-year-old. So we're just hanging out. And, I've always been into tech, always been into computers, whatever. And like everyone, I've always had the dream of flying. I was always into radio controlled cars, all that stuff when I was a kid. And 2-3 years ago now, I bought myself a 3DR Iris Plus. So Pixox based, nice little camera quad. Everything was great, flew nice until one day I think I had a cold solder. I was flying it close to my house. Man. Yep. All of a sudden, FPV, everything went dead, just disappeared in the woods. Still hasn't been found to this day. So somewhere out there in the woods around Nevada City, there's an expensive quad and a GoPro on the bottom of it.
The sacrificial lamb.
Right, exactly. So I, went back and actually bought a mini quad after that, bought a ZMR 250, built that, been flying mini quads now for a while, just goofing around in my spare time. And I ended up, getting into this wing stuff, and I thought, hey, I really want to do it, but I knew the experience I'd had with mini quads was when I would buy a kit, I never had enough time to really get it all dialed in. I would want to fly, so I'd kind of slam it together and then get out there in the field and have problems and have to go home. So in the end, I ended up buying a Vortex Pro 250, a ready-to-fly quad, and I loved it. I've been able to fly that, and in the meantime, gotten back into building kits. I learned the fundamentals of flying, and kind of one thing I always tell people is I didn't know what I was supposed to be achieving. I'm probably like other people out there. I'm out in the woods. There's not a lot of other hobbyists around me. There's nobody else flying quads in my town that I can find. Hopefully somebody will pop up now from the podcast, and I'll have some buddies to fly with, but I'm always out there by myself. So I just didn't know what I was trying to get to, what I was trying to achieve. So that's why I was bugging you for the ready to fly. I wanted to know what I needed.
I was like, who is this guy?
Right, exactly. He won't stop calling me.
He's like, damn it. He's like, what do you got? And I was like, I don't know, man. The hard part is just figuring out, like for me in my area, when I first started, there was like, we had a SAC, Park Fly SAC. And that was like the thing that one of the guys started. And, you get some people that would kind of like eventually come around if you flew at a spot long enough.
Right.
They would show up.
Right.
So, like in your area, maybe if you fly around with the loud aircraft or whatever, maybe they might come out of the woodwork.
So let's tell everyone before we make any more jokes about it. I have a flinch with a 26.
No, it's a 28.
28, excuse me. A giant in-runner motor on it.
It's a little overkill. It's a little overkill.
But it's awesome.
Yeah.
It is loud and powerful, and I love it. It's exactly what I wanted.
It was one of those builds where, like, I think I could put one on here, and, it worked out pretty damn well. That was the one that I talked about, if you guys remember in my Instagram. I made the OSD current sensor piss itself, and it just shot solder everywhere. Because
I've got the solder on the inside of my bay still as proof of that.
I mean, it was rated at 100, and I got it to like 90, and it spewed all over the place. So, yeah, I don't think it was ready for that. But now it's in good hands.
Yeah,
you're gonna practice with it.
Love it every day.
We'll work on the line of sight though.
Yeah, I need a little more line of sight practice. I keep getting a little disoriented and can't decide if it's flying towards me or away from me.
Well, it was a little sunny, and we were flying a little towards, like in the sun a little bit, and it was how it just the sun and the shadow kind of reflects off the wings. You try to look for that, and it was a little difficult. But
I got confused and crashed. But
it was a soft.
Oh man, Ruben took me to the most beautiful field. It's inches and inches of it's like a Nerf field almost.
We were skipping along. There was little flowers and stuff, but you had to watch where you step because we've been having so much rain here that you'll lose a shoe in the mud. But it's a good spot. It's a damn good spot because if you go down, it just absorbs.
No problems.
Yeah, it was just super easy. It's a good place. We're working on his technique, getting it down, and then once you get comfortable,
just repeat, rinse, repeat.
Yeah, just keep doing it over and over again. Those guys who are out there, they're flying every weekend.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to. My thing is I like to sneak away from work if I can for a half hour, an hour here, try and keep a quad and some charged batteries in my car every day. At least get a little bit of stick time if you can. If you can fly a pack or two every day.
Well, you're the boss. You can do whatever you want.
That's right.
Hey, you can fly it in the store.
It's a little tight for that.
Is it? Maybe a whoop store?
Everyone, yeah, right. Everyone always wants me to. It's like, can't we do deliveries? Come on, you got that drone. Can't we do deliveries?
Hey, I don't see why not. You'd be cutting edge technology up there.
Yeah.
The space over there, I mean, up where you're at, there's probably some awesome spots and canyons to dive bomb.
There's tons of spots. The problem is all the trees. So until you're confident, until you're a professional like you know, I'm a little worried. I actually already paid someone to go up and get a wing out of a tree for me.
Really?
Time. Oh yeah.
Wow.
I gave my buddy a couple bucks. I have a friend who's a professional tree climber. And it was that Manta I showed you.
Oh, okay.
I got a Blade Manta, ready to fly, and started messing with it. Came back at me. I can't even explain what happened. Basically ended up in the top of a 150-foot pine tree. And my buddy had to... Yeah. And it's not in very good shape since. I need to put it back together. Motor mount got destroyed.
Oh, dude.
Doesn't have one of these beautiful aluminum motor mounts like I see in front of me.
Yeah, these ones were made... for that purpose of when you crash, you know, either the wood or the plastic or, you know, what they had back in the day, or thin aluminum. There's some aluminum that's really thin, but it's made so when you crash, it's not it's not going to affect it that much.
No.
And you can just kind of like bend it back, and it's good aluminum. And you can bend it back and kind of get it as straight as you can, and then keep going. But your location, I think we were supposed to go flying out there, but we've had like what? Two weekends of rain?
2 weekends. We had the winter is insane. I have an old guy in my neighborhood. Normally, he keeps track of the weather. He keeps track of the rain. Normal average for our area is 50 inches of rain. High years are 75. Just a couple days ago, we broke 100 inches of rain up where I'm at.
Wow.
I was just in Tahoe last weekend. There is so much snow everywhere. It's insane.
Wow. I hope it fills up Folsom Lake, man.
I can't imagine it's not already
they
full.
They said, what were they at, like 40%?
Oh, really? I didn't know. I had no idea.
Oh, they let so much water out. They were scared.
Well, if anybody hasn't been watching the news, it's been a big freak out here with the Oroville Dam. Everyone's sure it was going to break.
Oh, yeah.
It's been crazy.
So, yeah. We got a lot of water up here. The locations, we're still discussing, where to go. There's a park. Where's like a park or trail? Where's that at by your house?
Oh, there's all kinds of spots. I have a couple places that are on private property, a couple places that aren't. We got some big river canyons. One day, you guys, there's going to be some incredible footage. Ruben will be putting out there. I'm going to get them up there. We got some good places to fly.
Definitely, we got to do that. We got to get at least go hunting, probably or go scouting, and then see what we can find. Definitely check out the locations. If there's a stream there, that'd be badass.
Oh, there's huge. The last undammed some of the last undammed rivers in the whole country are right where I'm at. There's actually the Yuba River. There's some beautiful rivers that are a huge destination for swimming, and everybody comes up. There's incredible river canyons that you could dive down and fly. It would be unreal.
Isn't there like is it up more? I keep thinking this is up by
off Highway 20, Highway 49.
Well, I went. My buddy took me up there.
I think it's called Bear Valley. Yeah, exactly. Down in the bottom.
Down.
Oh,
you can see it. I think there was an old.
Oh, just off to the left. When you have a video. Yeah. You have that flinch or runt video. Yes, and there's an overlook.
Yes.
To your left, and it's just a sheer cliff.
What is that?
That's actually out. You can almost see where I grew up. If you look way out in the woods out there, that's where I grew up. Is way out in the cuts.
For you guys listening, we'll try to get that video. We'll do that. At least an overview. But there's some video clips on my channel, which are you'd have to hunt for them. But
I think if you go to the Flinch product page,
yeah,
it's like the second or third video down on that page.
Okay, that's where we're at. Like I think was it like a trail, a walking trail, or a horse trail?
That's actually a lot of times in the winter it's a snowmobile trail and like a snowshoe trail out there. I think it's all PG&E land or something in that valley. Yeah.
Okay, it was a good little spot.
Yeah,
had a nice little it was like a little island of trees, and you can like fly around the island of trees.
I think you called it like Flinch in the Woods or something.
Okay, all right, okay.
Is the title.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to hit that.
It's funny because I saw it and I'm going, I know that. I recognize that spot.
Tim was like, we're going to go up there. My buddy Tim, Snipe Air Industries, he took me up there, and we hit that spot, and that was when I kind of had like a mini quad. It was a Nighthawk, I think, and it wasn't, I don't know what tuning was, but it was just like the bass tuning, as long as it kind of hovered. But that was when I was kind of like sideways flying. It wasn't the best. You guys who fly, you guys don't know that's pretty bad. But it was that spot there, and I had the runt going around there. But that was fun. I think I got the flinch stuck in the tree, and there's a picture of me climbing the tree. It's like a Sasquatch spotted, but that was me climbing the tree. It was that was fun. Definitely a good spot. I think we should go back there again.
Yeah, I'm always down.
We'll do that for sure.
Well, and the other one is I have a ski boat. We can go out to the lake and fly over. If you want to get really crazy, we fly over water in some of the biggest dams in the country.
Holy mackerel! Is there like a is it the Folsom Lake?
Folsom's big. This one's called Bullard's Bar.
Okay,
it's a weird little lake out in the woods, but it's a pretty big lake. It's
okay,
nice.
Okay,
yeah, right. Houseboats and
Bullard's Bar. Like I've heard of that. Well, get some more video. Get some more. Okay. It's a deal.
All kinds of spots.
You got yourself a deal there, partner.
All right.
The other things when you fly, like what do you like the most about flying? Is it like the freedom? Is it feeling like a comic book character?
Yeah, it's all the above. What I say to you when we're out in the field, I go, I feel like I'm Superman right now.
You're like, I think I pissed myself.
No, I just love flying along the treetops,
Yeah.
getting up there where you could never get as a person and cruising around and seeing all this, seeing everything and the beautiful sky and the, beautiful country we're in. I just love that feeling of getting loose and getting some freedom. And I'm always pushing the limits of my radio, the limits of my video, the limits of my batteries. It's like, oh no, gotta turn around.
Yeah, a lot of us will do that, and this is why. This is kind of like the reason why I switched from Spectrum to FR Sky. And when you're doing that, and with the range of the FR Sky is it gives you nice little notifications. It's quicker when you do have a brownout or a lost signal, kind of instant failsafe, and it'll quickly lock back onto your system. Reconnect, quick boot time. And then the Spectrum still to this day, it's just horrible. It takes forever, and they still haven't changed anything. So user, like the user interface, if you want to change modules, like you're just stuck with the remote.
Well, you're drilling holes in the back, basically, right?
You're I don't want to do that with an expensive remote.
Yeah, right.
Sure.
That's going to look good when you send it back in for warranty work.
What did you get the? Did you get the brand new one? The
Horus?
The Horus?
Or no, the Q7.
The Q7.
No. I didn't get the Q7.
You didn't get, okay.
What I was saying was I got the Turnigy Evolution, which for mini quad guys, that was the hype train for a minute there.
Okay.
Everyone's buying them they ran out of stock, and so they're on eBay for twice as much as Hobby King was selling them, and all kinds of craziness.
Gotcha.
It's it feels worse than an Xbox remote to me. It's just that light. I started, the Iris Plus came with a 9X, I think it was a 9X that was modded with OpenTX on it.
Okay.
So, and it came with the FR Sky module in the back. So I started using that controller, just when I got my first mini quad, just buy FR Sky receiver, and I've been FR Sky ever since. So I was lucky, I guess. I fell into the right one.
You didn't experience the Spectrum brownouts and all that good stuff.
No.
I mean, quite honestly, the FR Sky is really trying their best to kind of reach the market, beginning market, the middle, and then like the higher end market, which is nice. It's good that they're actually putting forth that effort.
Yeah.
And
it's OpenTX. They have an open source project that's running the thing. That's the beautiful thing, is all those people out there putting all that hard work into it.
You can edit your screens.
Right.
I didn't know that. Well, I did when I first got it. I didn't know you can do it. But I saw someone on YouTube, they were editing the pictures. They were editing the music.
Oh, yeah.
And then they started upgrading the speakers on them.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, holy crap. And then so I did that to mine.
Have you done an antenna upgrade?
I did the antenna upgrade. I had Orlando.
Oh, I see it right there, yeah.
I had Orlando help me out just a little bit because what happens, I didn't solder it correctly. And it was like, it's like really small.
Yeah. What was it, your SWR rating go up?
I don't know. I don't know. But it was bad. And then I was like, maybe check it out if I did something wrong, because he had he did it before, and he was a little bit better and messing with
super
that stuff.
solder guy.
Yeah, I was like, help me out, buddy. But now it works. So I got that one. I left the other one kind of the same. Or I think unless I did mod it. Where's it at? No, I think I left the other one alone. But this one here, it's got the speakers, and then I did the buttons after. When it first came out, the buttons got a little they were brittle.
Yeah.
But I just popped the back off and put new buttons in. It was so easy.
Oh, it's beautiful. Aloft Hobbies has every part you could ever need.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Aloft Hobbies.
No
Those
kidding.
guys are awesome.
You go there, you can get switches, buttons, screens.
Every single part for the whole Tyrannus.
What the hell? That's perfect.
Yeah. I just bought a new case for mine. I heard you talking about hydro dipping the other day.
Hydro dip.
I want to paint or just change my colors, make it look new. I have this. I also like Ruben. I don't have a Tyrannus Plus. I have an older Tyrannus, but it's like, why buy something new? Why not just upgrade this one?
Exactly. And the I saw the poop. Was it the poop emoji? I think I want to do the poop emoji. It's funny. He just looks funny. Old people
all over it.
My dad will be like, "What the hell is that? Is that poop?" Yeah, it's poop, Dad. I'll show him. Here, this is what I fly with. This is, just anything you want, you can get it hydro dipped in, and now it's totally customized. Yes, you can do it with other brands, but this one has bunch of options, bunch of features. If you do fry something, it's easily repairable.
Yeah.
There's tons of videos.
Totally hackable.
Yes. And so, yeah, I'm totally with you there on the FR Sky. Big shout out to FR Sky.
Yeah, someone's doing something right.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. And then, going from the remotes to the aircraft.
Actually, before you got off remotes,
yes.
you said Q7. Then I think it's a Q7 is the new. That
Q7?
White one, I've seen a bunch of people post on Instagram.
It's like 110.
Just barely over $100.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was going to
Super
say,
reasonable.
anybody who's starting out, it's got all this, it runs the same software. It's pretty much got all the same features. I haven't held one in my hand, but I know like Faradi, who I follow on Instagram, he just said he switched. He put his Tyrannus on the shelf.
He did.
And he's just running that one. So I would definitely investigate that if you're looking for a new radio. It seems like a good deal, and it's the same solid firmware.
Yeah, I mean, other guys have their preferences for remotes, but
those of us who aren't sponsored,
yeah, we're not sponsored by Spectrum, or Spectrum's not just throwing out their shit all over the place saying, "Hey, this is good shit." We're gonna be here and say, "No, it's not."
And hey, let's
It ain't
be
good
honest.
shit.
Anybody want to throw products at us? We'd be happy to take them. Just dump all the stuff you want.
Just let us know. We'll put it to good use for sure. Unless it's like hardcore clone Chinese shit that we'll probably talk about later, but it's crazy how much stuff is out there. And sorting through what I've said before, sorting through all the stuff.
Oh my God.
There's so much stuff out there.
It's a nightmare.
So it's crazy. Some people thought it was crazy that I was just talking about stuff. And they're like, nah, he ain't crazy. But I mean, there's so much stuff out there. It's the parts segment that I tried to get through was long because the parts are endless.
And you barely touched on stuff too.
Oh my God! Like I'm looking at your mini Gozer.
So this is a Zool Gozer. I was just showing Ruben. We were talking about little motors. It's got 1306 red bottom Emax red bottoms on it, and what I used blanking on the 20 mil flight controller. It's Furious FPV's 20 mil flight controller. It's a cool little all-in-one deal. But yeah, just picking out the parts even for this one. It's amazing how many differing opinions, and you go online, this guy, you got to do this, and this person, you got to do that, and it's so hard to just you just want something that works.
Yes.
I just want all the parts in one box that works, you know?
And the motors themselves, were they reasonable? Were they reasonable price?
Yeah, I think these ones were $15 to $20 a pop. I know, I have to admit, this was, again, kind of the hype train for a minute. I bought the motors first and then started working backwards from there. But I love it's a little 3-inch build I did. I love the tight little build. I love being able to fly around under trees and just in my front yard. It feels like such a bigger space when you got something little to fly.
And this is a Zool Gozer by Hovership, right?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, big shout out to Steve of Hovership. You better be listening to my podcast.
Quality product.
I'm going to message you and I say, did you hear my shit? Did you hear it? I gave you
shout outs. Well, and hey, let's mention you got a pretty big shout out the other day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, come on. What I don't want to screw his name up.
Stuart.
Yeah, Stuart from
Hobby King. He was their lead product designer and
marketing,
all that stuff. I overheard that on the what podcast was that? That was the
there was some British guy. The interviewer was British as well.
Yeah, we'll let me see.
Here, wait, you texted it to me. Give me a second.
Yeah, we'll check it out. I was excited.
I turned my phone off. I can't look at my text. I'm being good.
What the heck? We're gonna look for it. We'll go back to it. But Stuart was looking. He's doing his he's transitioning from Hobby King to another. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's just taking.
He's leaving Hobby King. That's what we know.
Yeah, he's leaving. He's taking some time off, and it's who knows what he's going to do next. But he mentioned 2 airframes, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, one airframe.
Well, he said what he wanted to build, right? He was talking about what he wanted to build, and I think you didn't even notice this part, but at one point he mentioned he has over 200 kits in his garage that he's been collecting now for years that he wants to build. And the 2 airframes he said he really wanted to build were, go ahead.
The mini Drac, the mini Drac and my Sweep Wings Flinch.
Yeah.
Which is pretty freaking crazy. And I didn't know. I didn't know he even knew what my product was.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see it that way. What's weird is I don't see that. I just see whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'll post a picture up and of whatever I'm doing, or I like to post other people's pictures because it gives more awareness to them.
Yeah. Well, come on. You repost.
Yes.
You're reposting other stuff about 10 to 1 of your own content.
Yeah, yeah.
Anybody who puts a Sweepwings hashtag on, pretty much, as long as it's a good picture, I see you reposting it.
Yeah, I'll do that. But sometimes, they'll do a really good build and you're like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's like
most of them are awesome.
Yeah, I'm like, how do you, I wish you lived closer because I would have you build all my wings because that way I didn't have to build anymore. But it's freaking crazy. I didn't anticipate that at all.
No, you got a great reputation. RCgroups, you got some heavy following. I see those threads on there. There's a lot of people loving your products out there.
Oh, here it is. It's Matthew I'm gonna mess your last name up. Matthew Obgorn. Here, you can see that. Yeah. Am I pronouncing that wrong?
Ogborn. Like Osborne.
Yeah, he's on YouTube. And he did a coffee. It's like what's it? A RC coffee kind of a podcast live feed type. And he had Stuart there, and he said he wanted to wing. I was like, holy shit! So wait a minute, what? He knows what Sweepwings is. I didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I don't see what you guys see out there. I'm just doing whatever. I'm just building or posting or whatever, and I don't see that, so I don't know. And then we had Javier of Gorilla Drones.
Shout out to Gorilla Drones.
He came out. What did he? I got it's a mini toad. It's a
no. Is that micro toad?
Is it? What is it?
That one's the micro, right? This is the little brushed EX. All the Gorilla Drone stuff is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck is that? And I remember I saw, because I try to follow a lot of the manufacturers as much as possible, except for Hobby King. Just kidding. No, actually, stopped following because I was getting pissed because they weren't following anyone, but they had a bunch of like tons of posts, and they had a huge following. But they weren't following anyone.
Right.
And I was like, what the hell? It's like, you're
one way.
Yeah. What the hell is that? Give us some love here.
Right. For all those dollars we've all spent with you.
Exactly. And I'm a freaking spent thousands with you fuckers.
Platinum Club member.
Exactly. And I was like, dude, give us a shout out. And so I called them out, and then they followed everyone else but me. So, but it's cool. I totally understand. That's cool if you want to play that game. But yeah, I'm gonna call you out. God damn it! No, it's all for fun. It's all for fun. Don't get mad. Don't cancel my shit. Okay, just don't. Yeah. I love your batteries. Your batteries are awesome. Your motors are awesome. Don't cancel my shit. But yeah, we had stuff like that, giving shout outs. Little parts like that, and just helping everyone out here. Just giving real shit. Real product review, if we can.
Yeah. Little guys helping little guys.
Exactly. And that's what it's about. And especially new flyers, like, starting out,
like me.
How to get better.
Yeah. I think I'm pretty much the, I am who you want this podcast. I am the intended listener of this podcast, is the feeling I'm getting. The newbie starting out.
It's just, you got to get past that there's a little hump there.
Yep.
And you can't get discouraged.
And I really feel like it's been a few months. I'm just past that hump with mini quads. I'm just to the point where it's like, if it breaks, I can just fix it. It's not like, oh my God, now I'm going to spend 2 days researching what this problem is. Or, I can go out, bring a couple quads and know I'm going to be able to fly for 2 or 3 minutes at least before I blow one up. But
one day, maybe if I do get something to fly, maybe we can fly together practice, and then you can show me the pointers.
All right. I keep telling Ruben, I'll get him hooked up on the mini quads. He gets me hooked up on the wings, and we'll be set.
just figure out what to do and just get it going.
Right.
But it's starting out is freaking so goddamn tough. And like we said before, there's a lot of information out there. There's tons of stuff, and it's easy just to listen or easy just to watch a video.
And you know what I've even found confusing about all the information online is some of it's old, and you don't realize that webpage you're reading or that review or that YouTube thing you just watched. If you don't notice that was from 2007 or something, And it's like, oh, here's the way here, and then oh wait, I bought all that gear, and that's all ancient. It's no good anymore. You know, you want the new stuff.
Sometimes the old stuff, like researching, especially like, we'll go back to the FR Sky, like figuring out like, how to mod it or how to do it. It's still relevant today. Yeah. But I think for like the beta flight or the what other? Oh crap! I don't
Clean flight.
Clean flight. What else is there? You're gonna have to.
Oh god. Here. There's beta flight. There's clean flight. There's base flight. There's race flight. There's just add flight after a word, and I'm sure it's out there somewhere.
So, like, if I wanted to research what flight controller firmware I'm going to need, or because you can reflash it.
Oh right? yeah, you reflash them all. And the funny thing is, the state of the art, the best one to run is beta flight. Now, normally in computer stuff, beta means beginners stay the hell away, right? You don't want to go anywhere near it. Well, now beta flight, totally separate product, and it's way better. It's much, all the algorithms are better. It will compensate for problems that you have much better than clean flight. If you have a little weird noise in your frame and vibrations, it'll just, no problem. Shout out to Boris B.
Boris B, okay.
He's the man.
So he's the brainchild behind there? Is that what he's doing?
He's the lead, at least, I think. Yeah, wow. Totally.
And that's the one where, because I'm asking because I don't know. Yeah. So that's the one where you can would you get the flight controller that's already installed, or do you have to
you can get them with it, but usually first thing you're gonna do is get the latest software and flash it on there. Yeah.
Okay. Because I mean, that's the stuff I don't know. Mini quad stuff is stuff that I don't really know. I know basics. I know how to solder and
come on, it's the same ESC, it's the same brushless motor, it's all that same part.
it's all the same, but like the firmware stuff, I'm not up. On with all the hype of what's going on with that. So that's the part where I get confused of what to install. Is it out in the good stuff?
Yeah, you go in the beta flight configurator and it's stable releases. Lately, they've been coming out like every couple days.
Wow.
These guys are putting serious work in, but the stuff is getting really good. And I have to say, latest beta flight rocks. Everything is so solid. I love it. Shout out to Boris B. You're the man.
He's gonna be like, oh, who's that? He probably won't even. I don't even know who's gonna hear this. Who knows? But we'll put it out anyway.
Come on, we were just looking at your stats. You're getting there.
I'm trying.
Getting there.
So that's one of the things that I try to. I'll get stuck at, and then and usually I'll sit and try to figure out how to do it by myself before I start looking at information.
And you know what it really is? It's knowing what to ignore and what to focus on. I'm to the point I can go in the beta flight configurator. I know to go to these 3 tabs. I know there's just these 5 things that actually matter. Yeah. And as long as you do this, that, and that, except there's 100 other things in there about things that don't matter anymore, or GPS or Lego, whatever. And it's like, if you just ignore all that stuff. The funny thing with mini quads is these days you just turn everything off. Turn as much stuff off as possible and just run with the basics.
So when if I do get started, I'll probably have to figure out. I'll go to you and I'll be like, hey man, what the hell do I need?
I keep telling you.
What it's cool if it's just, I can put everything together, and once I bind it and everything is arm, arm and off switch and all that stuff, and figure out all the flight modes, and then I'll be good. I think that'll be nice. Because I won't have to mess with all the PIDs and all that stuff. Right. Because I'm a new guy.
Yeah.
I mean, if I were to fly a mini quad, but I'm a new guy. You ask Wings, and I'm all over. I'll freaking talk your ear off. But for me, getting started and figuring out stuff like that, and that's what you got there is pretty cool. It's a pretty slick little rig. It's small, fit in your pocket.
Yeah, definitely. This thing's awesome. I'm loving the form factor. I'm loving the 3-inch props and everything. It's almost as fast as a big race quad. It's amazing. I mean, it's all about maneuverability. Unless you're going in just a drag race. It's all about maneuverability. I will put a picture of this on Instagram now. You'll have to repost it. I have to say, this is a pretty ugly little build, and everyone will see why it reminds me of an anglerfish. You'll have to check it out. But just fun little hobby
It'll
stuff.
show you your heading if you're upside down.
That's right.
You're like, okay, we want to aim for that. It's like a little carrot in front of a turtle.
Right, exactly.
But I mean, a lot of the guys, this is information that, if you decide to use it or not, use it at your own discretion.
At your own risk.
Yeah. But I mean, the majority of it is just learning and where to go. And the what we're seeing now is small. We're seeing like the small RC FPV stuff. And so that's why one of the reasons why I brought this one up, because it's small, has a lot of power, But, the size factor for all of us to have a convenient, small flyer that's portable.
Right. Like I was saying, if you can keep something in your car every day, if you get 20 extra minutes after work and you can stop by that field and just jump out and fly a few packs, nothing better than that.
Just it's a little bit it's stress relief.
Right.
That's what it is.
Right.
Your boss is fucking yelling at you. He's telling me, he's like, "Why were you asleep at work? Why were you late this morning? Why the fuck weren't you here after lunch?" And I say, "God damn it, stop yelling at me, guy.
Why does your breath smell like alcohol?"
Yeah. Leave me alone, God damn it. Stop yelling at me. Nah, I mean, all of us have that problem. So something like this as an outlet is good to relax.
That's right.
And it's fun. It's safe fun. I mean, it's safe fun.
No, it's good, clean, wholesome fun, Something you can take. I think Ruben and I both enjoy taking our children with us when you can talk them into sitting it's still for that long.
Yeah, right. The field that we were at, I can guarantee you they're going to beeline it to the tree.
Right.
And from where we were at to the tree, that mud is like 6 inches deep. And they ain't going to come back with any shoes.
Yeah, right, exactly. Dad, I don't know where my shoes went. Or one shoe.
Yeah, or one shoe. And I know that's what's going to happen. But, and it is concentrating, stuff like that. So it's interesting. It's a very interesting when you mix in with the kiddies. They're going to run out and you're like, oh, crap, where are they at? But you can always fly above you and figure out where they're at.
Right. You always chase them down. My kids usually end up trying to chase my drones around. When I'm flying, they just want to chase after it.
Like, there it is. Get it. Or swat it out like King Kong style.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right. So what else have we got going on the thing? So we talked about what? Learning to fly.
I'm a newbie. I'm just getting going. I've actually got a couple wings in the middle of build at home. I've got a runt that I'm working on. So, I'm loving all this information. What I really like is the confirmation that what I'm doing is the right thing.
Yeah.
The confirmation that, yes, I am on the right track. And that, I'm not quite the super newbie, but I do love that, like, okay, good, I should be using this thing. Or I am doing the right stuff,
Except when you bought that $40 ESC. And I was like, holy crap. You bought a $40 ESC.
I bought a brand name 40 amp ESC, yes.
Ooh, it was expensive.
Should be gold plated for what I paid.
It's like, oh, what are you doing? It was an impulse buy, right?
Yes, it was. I walked out of here high last time on my, I got new kits, so I'm going to go build. And I went by a shop and was talked into an expensive ESC.
Oh, man.
I'm sure it's got lots of great features I will never use.
It's got some cool red heat shrink.
Yeah,
that's for damn sure.
That's sexy. That's sexy.
The starting out in terms of parts, and getting all that stuff down, it's for us figuring out what is going to work for us. And so parts, we don't always need the name brand parts to get started. And like what we have in front of us, to the side was a project that I wanted to get it because I seen it online and I wanted to see how good it really was. And the product, it's not made by anything in the U.S. It's made overseas. And
if you follow Ruben's Instagram, you'll know which one he's talking about. It's black.
It's a black. It's that damn S800. But I guess what I'm trying to say is you don't need a bunch of name brand stuff to enjoy a flight, to enjoy yourself when you're learning. Stuff like this is acceptable because you don't want to break the bank. And let's just talk about if you're allowed X amount of dollars to get a product or products. You don't want to break the bank early.
Some of us have been put on a budget by our wives.
Yep. So it's tough. Stuff like this, we try to bring it up, and I'm going to continue to bring it up throughout, all the shows, is name brand pricing, and you don't want to break the bank. That's the only part that sucks the most, is you're like, God damn it, I can't get nothing else now. What am I going to do?
Well, and the worst thing is, I know I went through it a bunch of times. First starting out with mini quads, get something, buy that expensive flight controller, and then you got the polarity reversed and the magic smoke comes out and it's gone.
Then you're done.
Oh, that $50 thing or whatever. It's like, oh, now I got to buy a new. And just, if you start out and make your mistakes on the cheap stuff then get to the good stuff once you've learned a little bit.
Yep. And then what happens is it opens up, once you figure it out, it opens up another doorway.
That's right.
That other doorway is just, if you get good enough with all the cheap stuff and then you start branching out and you get something nice, and then you're like, okay, well, I'm good. I can build. I can solder like a son of a gun, and I know my craft. Now what else is out there for me? And then you start looking around.
Right, because who's ever satisfied with the first thing you land on?
Oh, yeah. And now, you start testing your skill at these events that are going to start popping up. So you
and
practice.
Let's face it, that's the next thing.
Oh, yeah, it is. And the whole part is practicing, is getting good with the cheap stuff, migrating to better stuff, crafting, getting your skills honed, and then you compete. And for FPV, what do we got going on? Well, what else is next? What do you see happening in the future for us?
Oh, man. For wings?
For just like, for
everything? I think it's going to get more and more public. I talk to people every day. If I go fly somewhere, a park or somewhere public, a year ago, people would come over and ask, well, what's that? They hadn't seen. Now people come over, hey, is that the thing I saw on ESPN? Is that like what I saw DRL on ESPN the other day? Everybody's seeing it. Everyone's getting exposure. So it's awesome. And I think wings are going to be right there. I think the speed, I think the excitement, the noise, all that factor, just the visibility. You stand in a field and watch people race quads, and there's really not much to see. It's not very exciting. This little blip goes by. A nice big wing, and I see some projects Ruben's working on here that may come out one day.
We don't want to talk about that just yet.
We got big things all over. I see these dreadnoughts. I see these behemoths. We got big plans here, folks.
Well, that's the thing, because the sad truth about it is, when it first came out with the whole racing side was, yes, it's a new thing, but really the whole thing about racing and these events is about the spectators.
That's right. It's bringing it to the people.
You need them to fund the event. And now we're talking about money. And again, any event that you see grow, it's all about money.
That's right.
You need money to keep going. You need money to work on the brand. It's like my product. Like, I need money to keep going and building my brand. And if you look at an event, they need money to make better events.
Right.
And it's there's no bullshit around it. It's the truth. You need to get spectators to come in.
Yeah.
And with the growth of FPV and with the mini quads, now we have bigger mini quads.
Oh my God! Now we're going. What's the X1 class? 1,000 mil. Those look crazy.
I went to the Bay Area. Miguel, the tattoo was.
Did you go that?
Yeah, I went there. I flew the Dreadnought.
Oh, nice.
They didn't know what it was. They were like, "What's that?" No, I didn't know. I just was asked to go there. Miguel asked me to go there, and I do it a little.
Shout out to Tattoo Batteries.
There you go, Tattoo hooking it up. And so they asked me to go. And so I was like, okay, I'll fly. But, I always feel like weird. I know I see these guys on Instagram and stuff like that. But I felt weird because I'm like the only wing guy there.
Well, and come on, you're in a little bit of a weird space being the manufacturer and the flyer. So I know I went to an event with you and it was a little bit like, well, you're not going to be advertising, right? I think
remember?
People are afraid that Ruben's going to show up with a Sweepwings van and start selling kits out front.
Hey, to you guys, if you guys are listening, I do not do that. I don't like to do that. It bugs me that, I don't like to do that. If I'm going to go to an event, I'm more likely either going to be racing or goofing off. More likely goofing off. Are you going to go to the flight test?
Flight Fest?
Flight Fest?
Yes,
flight
definitely
test,
plan on going Flight Fest.
There. So, they go, oh, you're going to get a booth? Fuck no, I ain't going to get no goddamn booth. I'm going to walk around and play.
Have fun.
I'm going to enjoy it.
That's
I don't want to go there and sell shit. That's not what I want to do. I want to see, because when you go as a vendor, you're locked into one place and then everyone's coming to you, and there's, in the back of my mind, I want to see flying. I want to see what they're going to bring.
Yeah. Well, come on. If you got a booth, you got to stand there and give everybody the same story. 100,000. Hi, I'm Ruben from Sweepwings. I got this small. In one of my computer jobs, I manned many a trade show booth, and that
I'm not your guy.
Yeah.
Don't. That's not me. I would much rather just sitting down on the sidelines and watching stuff. You know, I'll be quiet and just watch. That's what I like to do. You know, it's just fun. I like soaking in all the flying because, you know, when I see these events online, you know, it's cool. I like to see what's going on. But, you know, when you're I mean, yeah, as a company, you have to do something like that. But I don't have to all the time since it's just me. I can do whatever the hell I want to.
Right.
And for stuff like this, I want to just enjoy.
Well, and come on, Sweep Wings isn't putting the food on the table. You're not feeding your kids with Sweep Wings. Ruben has a real job during the day.
Oh, yeah. This is just for fun.
Right.
So when people are competing, they're like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to smoke you. I'm like, okay.
Go for it.
Sure. Okay. You can try all you want. I mean, I'm just going to be here eating popcorn and just enjoying myself. But, you know, these type of events, you know, you need to bring the people.
Yeah.
And you need to bring, you know, the crowds to these events. And
it's all marketing. It's showing them what's possible.
Exactly. And if it gets more people there to show off, that product is going to get visibility. That's all what it is.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. And it's growth, it's money, it's buying products and all that good stuff. But for the racing in the future, what I see happening, and we're watching the CF
CFN.
Is it the CFN?
I don't remember.
We were just okay. I'm drawing a blank, but we were watching it a little while ago on Facebook. Hugo Salinas was doing the live feed, and we were watching. You know, was it the spec wing?
I think we saw sport class first. I don't remember. Never mind.
I think it was a spec. The spec class.
Okay.
No, maybe I don't remember. Well, no. It was a sport class because there was other brands.
Oh, right.
There's the
that forward swept one was there. Right.
And so they were racing that. So we were watching that, and then, you know, and then we wanted to go fly. So we're like, all right,
we're out.
we got to go fly. They're flying over there. We're going to go flying over here. So we left. But we did watch that. And then
shout out to your boy Hugo. Did pretty well, right?
Dude, yeah, man. Freaking awesome. I mean, it wasn't my wing, but it doesn't matter. I just I told him in Canada, I said, you look just rock Aerial Vision, rock your brand. That's all I like. That's all.
He's
I
sponsored by Aerial Vision, right?
No, that's his company.
Oh, that's his company.
That's his company.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, now it makes sense.
So that's his company. I told him, I was like, look, rock your brand.
Right.
Get your logos.
Right.
That's your company.
Right.
Do it. I'll supply you the wings if you want to race it. That's fine. Do that. So shout out to Hugo, dude. Nice flying. Shelby's out there kicking butt.
Yeah, I saw I'd Be Crazy there.
I'd Be Crazy was there.
Alex.
Chris Click was there.
Yeah.
Jeremiah was out there.
Meeting of the Minds, huh?
Oh, dude. Who else was out there? I wasn't out there.
Yeah. Major hole.
It's okay though. I had you know, I'll probably do some events maybe later on this year. If they do pop up, and maybe if they're in my area.
Yeah, let's hear it for some West Coast events. Huh?
I know. What West Coast, where you at, dogs? Where you at? Come on. Got to be somebody.
Somebody, if you're out there and looking for a spot, contact us. We'll get you started at least.
There's got to be some good areas over here.
Yeah, there's
Gibson Ranch.
That wasn't bad. Yeah, if you use some of the other spots at that place, Gibson Ranch, I think Sacramento Multi GP goes out there quite a bit. I think they're actually having a race tomorrow.
Yep.
So shout out to Sacramento Multi GP.
That was a good spot.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Huh.
If it wasn't foggy like it was that day, it was real overcast and foggy the day we were both out there. But
you couldn't go too high. But it was a good limiter.
Yeah.
To see how high you can go.
Yeah.
So guys, if you're in the West Coast and you want to bring more you know, people to go to your events, I think you know, having big events kind of like the East Coast are having, you know, take some input from them and incorporate that over there, and maybe have some wing racing. Nobody has really contacted me to do wing racing. There's one, but it's a little bit further out in the Bay Area. I don't know how it's going to do just yet.
And it sounds like Las Vegas, they're doing a little bit.
Las Vegas is doing a little bit. That's a 14-hour drive.
Yeah.
I'm not going to drive. I'm not going to lie.
No.
I fall asleep during an hour drive.
If we need plane tickets, we're not going. Sorry.
I can't help it. That's just me personally. I'll fall asleep. I'll get sleepy. I'm out. Lights out. It's just boring. I can't drive. I can drive, but I can't drive long. It's just boring. I got to do something. I'll be a co-pilot. No problem. But these events that are going to be happening this year, I've said it before, I'm be really excited. So it's going to happen.
Hey, it's bringing the sport to the people. It's it's like I was saying earlier, the old mentality like Ford and Chevy used to have, the race on Sunday, sell it on Monday, you know?
Oh yeah.
Show them what it can do and they'll want it the next day.
Yeah, we were talking about that, but I don't know if we should go into that, but it's seeing these race crafts and figuring out, it's a good fast racecraft, but you got to think of, you're selling a product that is supposed to be built for speed and built for racing, but then the average consumer sees this craft and they want to do something else. They want to put an HD video on it, and then they can't.
Yeah, you need a slightly different, flying around the field like we were doing today and flying around that track, not quite the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, these ones were built for speed, and we can modify something over here for speed. I mean, I actually had a prototype out there at the event that was just a little bit sleeker, but the whole point is that if you have a craft that can do one thing, it's defined as a one-trick pony. And I talked about this in a podcast here later on, but I don't know when I'll probably release it. But a one-trick pony and a do-all. A craft that can do it all, like today. It's an outrunner. We can put an in-runner on the aircraft. We can put a 3-cell 37 it'll fly.
I think we went from a 3-cell 3300 to a 4-cell 5300 without changing anything. CG stayed the same. I mean, obviously CG changed, but battery was in the same spot. Didn't have to move anything, just slapped a new battery in there and away we went.
So if you think about it, that's a huge payload difference from a 3300 to a 54.
It must be over.
50, was it a 52?
52, those big green multi-stars.
I mean, huge weight difference.
Yeah, it must be 100 grams or more change.
Yeah, and the airframe did it.
No problem.
And it had a huge in-runner in there. Well, not a huge. It had a pretty chunky.
That's a decent size
2200 kV.
Yeah. What was that, from a helicopter or something?
No, this one wasn't. This was more like an EDF type.
Okay.
And I wanted to see if it can fit in there, and it did. And it's seeing that and how versatile we're talking about the flinch, how versatile it is, and then watching what we were seeing for a specific spec and for the sport class.
The
class. And the whole point of generating buzz is to get the video out there to the people. And the people, like DRL, want HD video.
Yes. They want excitement. I have to say, we were watching the live feed, and of course, it's just Hugo's cell phone. I mean, props to Hugo for even doing it. There was no other live feeds that I saw. But I'm watching it from 5 feet away from the screen, and I couldn't see anything. I just saw a bunch of people standing in a field, and I heard, wee, 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 wee. But there was you couldn't see from the craft. You couldn't see the craft.
Yeah.
It wasn't much to watch.
Yeah, and that part is for us as hobbyists and
as spectators and as the race organizers, we need to figure out a better way to do that. Maybe that might be the transition. I don't know, but maybe we might have the what's the Connects ProSight.
HD. So maybe I can't talk. Maybe we might see a new ProSight.
Right.
Or they might, another knockoff company might come out and say, hey, this one's better.
I'm pretty sure Hobby King just did it. They have a $200 version that just came out. One of the Chinese, or Banggood maybe, but there is a clone of ProSight now.
Damn, that didn't take long.
Game's on, folks.
Price drops coming in.
Yeah.
So stuff like that, I think for the spectators, for you to bring in to these events, and for the what DRL is doing, we need that HD.
Yes.
So you need to build a craft that is meant to race, that can handle the speeds, because people like the speeds.
That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
Everyone wants to prove who's faster.
Yeah. But for me, I like the HD.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to see crashes in HD.
Oh. Well, it's all, I mean, goggle video is great when you're the one controlling it. Your heart's racing. I mean, whatever. You could be watching almost anything. It feels good. The problem is when you get on those, you're watching someone else's goggle DVR video, and it's so hard to watch, and it's flashing in and out, and they're getting interference. Like, oh, God, this is terrible.
Oh, man. It's going to be exciting.
We're all guilty of it.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting, man. I can't wait. You almost want to speed up the future just to kind of see what happens.
No, it's great being right at this point because you're going to see it all change. You're going to get to go through all those iterations. But yeah, where is the DRL of wing racing?
I'm waiting.
Yeah.
I'm waiting. If you guys are ever listening and you guys are curious.
Come on, ESPN.
I will help you out as best as I can. I will supply you with crafts.
Ruben will give you the designs.
I will give you the designs for a small fee. You can help me retire and get me out of my full-time job so I don't have to listen to my boss.
One small island in the Caribbean, you can have all the plane designs you want.
There you go. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. Well, shoot, man. What do you think? Is that we close?
Yeah. Well, the one thing I wanted to talk about is I have heard you talking a lot about the clones, and I did hear an interesting podcast from Trappy the other day.
Oh, yeah.
And I just wanted to point out the one thing that he did say was the reason all the clones exist is because we all buy them.
Yep.
And, as consumers, I think we all need to think about where our dollars go sometimes and who we are supporting. I think we should all be supporting folks like Ruben, people here putting the hard work in, getting on Instagram, getting on RCgroups, answering our questions, helping us out, rather than the nameless, faceless kind of spot, those websites online.
Oh, yeah.
So I do hear you promote, pushing, support your local hobby shop, and I think that's awesome. And it's also, when you do get to the point where you need a quality product, think about what you're buying.
Exactly. When you do upgrade everything.
Right. Once you're done crashing every time you fly.
I wonder if our local hobby shop would get, the brands that we use. Like the little ones. I wouldn't see. I'd be curious to see what they would do that.
Right.
Or if they would,
it's hard. Well, one thing is it's always changing so much. They don't want to end up with the stuff on their shelves that's out of date.
Yeah.
One thing is we're all as consumers, we go, it's the hype train. You go to the next thing and the next thing.
Yeah.
And, that's why you see all this stuff on these websites, too, for sale for 60% off, 80% off. It's because they can't get rid of that stuff.
Yeah, the hype train's hard, man. When you go full retard, it's just hard to kind of hit the brakes and then take a look around at what else is out there.
You got to watch out. That hype train will run you right over.
Yes, I've experienced the hype train many times. Bought the fat sharks and all that good stuff, and you wait a little bit, and then there's Dominator 2s and Dominator
3s. And
it's like, dang, I just bought that shit just like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
We're all victims of the hype train.
We do it to ourselves.
Yes. So, if we can help out somebody out there, I hope we can. I hope we can help.
I think you're helping a lot of people.
I'm trying, man.
All right, man.
Are you ready to go?
I'm out. I'm good.
All right. Well, I go. Okay. So that'll probably end here. The FPV RAW podcast. And Eli, I thank you very much for coming over and goofing around.
Hey, thank you for all your help, Ruben.
Heck yeah, man. That's what we're here for. And with that, I don't know what we're going to talk about next week. I don't know what we're going to talk about. Maybe goof around, but. It'll hopefully be interesting. I'm going to do my best to keep it interesting.
Always interesting.
I'll try to stay focused. Man. But with that, I'll let you get back to it. And until next time, guys, peace.
Peace out, yo.